This is Rock and Roll English. Real people, real English.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll English. You may notice I'm speaking a bit quiet. That's because I'm in a hotel room. It's quite late at night and the people in the room next to me probably don't want to listen to me speaking. Anyway, regular listeners of the show will know I normally speak to my friend Dan the Man about stupid stuff. But regular listeners will also know that in the last episode I said I was going to Sardinia for the weekend, and that is where I am. So we have a little bit of a different show today. I thought it would be a good idea to try and record some stuff during this trip to bring you on holiday with me. Unfortunately, it's not been a very interesting holiday. So there's not much interesting stuff in the podcast, but there is some rock and roll vocabulary. And you will also meet some of my friends like J-Dog, Fantastic Fussel, Coma and Speedy. You know, they have got exciting names, but they are not exciting people. There's also some tips about how to make eggs, me nearly getting killed by a car, and some late night tea drinking. Although I must warn you, there is some very poor audio. Sometimes I was out, and one time I actually forgot to switch on the microphone. See if you can notice the conversation that I'm talking about. It's also good practice for your English because, you know, you will not always have a perfect line when you talk on the phone or things like this. And don't worry anyway, because next week it will be a normal show with good audio. So just 1 week really. Anyway, have fun listening.
Okay, so it is 4:52 in the morning and I'm walking along. And if you're asking yourself, is he just walking along, talking to a microphone, talking to himself in the middle of the street? Then the answer to that question is yes. Luckily, there's no one really around at the moment, but, you know, there are some people and they're strange anyway if they're awake at this time, so it seems pretty normal. So yeah, this is the beginning of my trip to Sardinia to meet the lads. And the lads, or the word lads, is a word we use for, well, basically young boys. But I mean, I say young, I'm not particularly young anymore, but you know, that's what we say. I have to fly to Naples at 7 o'clock and I have to wait there just for 6 hours and then fly to Sardinia. My friends who live in London obviously fly direct, but you know, that's not possible for me. I think it would have been quicker to swim, but never mind. Connected speech there, would have been quicker. Even at this time in the morning, I'm still using rock and roll grammar. I worked until 10 p.m. last night and obviously hadn't packed or anything, so I ended up going to bed at nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. Phrasal verb there as well. Oh, there's a car. Gonna kill me. Oh, no. I'm still alive. Ended up something that you didn't want to do, but at the end, you had to. Well, that's what you did. So yeah, I ended up going to bed at 1 o'clock and my alarm went off at 4:25. So as you can imagine, I'm feeling pretty special at the moment and looking forward to my 6-hour wait at Naples airport. Walking down the street though at this time of night with a microphone, there is a possibility I will get mugged. Remember, mugged is when someone attacks you and steals from you on the street. Normally they steal money, but I've got no money, so they'll probably just take the microphone. But before that, I have a luxury bus to take me to the airport, so that should be fun. I'm just on the plane now. We're about to take off, actually. I had to wait 30 minutes because there was a problem with the engine, which is always reassuring when you're on an aeroplane and they tell you there's a problem with the engine. But then the captain said safety is the main thing at Volotea, which is the name of the company. So, you know, that's good. So, yeah, I had to wait 30 minutes. I was just nodding off, actually, which means falling asleep. That's a phrasal verb, to nod off. I was just nodding off, and then they woke me up because we're leaving. So hopefully safety is the number one thing, and hopefully the plane doesn't crash. Here we go. Yep, that didn't sound good. So I'm in Naples now. I didn't die on the plane, which is good news, obviously. I'm standing in some big piazza in Naples. Apparently it's important because I didn't really want to wait 6 hours in the airport. But it's not the best because I'm lugging some bags around. When I say lugging, I mean carrying. When you're carrying something heavy that you don't really want to, we often say use the verb to lug. So yeah, I'm lugging some bags around. It's very hot. And I look like a bit of an idiot standing in the piazza with a microphone. In fact, a policeman just asked me which newspaper I work for. I wanted to say Rock and Roll English, but I don't think he would have understood. So I just said, no, I'm not a journalist. I'm just an idiot with a microphone. Other good news is that I forgot my sunglasses, so I had to buy some. And the man wanted €12 for a pair of plastic sunglasses. I gave him 3. So I think we know who won that battle. A good rock and roll piece of vocabulary here is the verb to haggle. So I had to haggle with him about the price. So it obviously means when you, let's say, discuss about the price. They want, say, for example, 100. You say 50. They say no, 80. You say 60. And then you agree on 70. That is called haggling. Anyway, I think I will go now because I've embarrassed myself enough. And yeah, I would like to put the microphone away and so people would stop looking at me for a couple of minutes. So yeah, next stop, Olbia. So I made it to Olbia in one piece. I'm sitting here now with J-Dog, which is a friend of mine. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you to see me?
10 is not a big enough number, Martin.
Exactly. So what he means by that is probably 11 out of 10. So, J-Dog, I woke up more than 12 hours ago to arrive here. I waited for more than 6 hours in Naples. A policeman thought I was a terrorist and checked my bag. How was your journey here?
Not quite as eventful. I didn't wait for that long in the airport. I stayed overnight last night in Gatwick Airport. Originally coming from the Isle of Man, so I had a good night's sleep, a lovely breakfast at the hotel. A couple of sausages, beans, poached eggs on toast, which is my favourite thing to have at breakfast.
That's great. So Isle of Man, by the way, is an island. I didn't know about it till my friend here moved there about, 6 years ago? 5. Uh-huh. Yeah, but it's somewhere near England, between England and Ireland. And yeah, poached eggs, how can we explain that?
So it's basically an egg cooked in or poached in water. It's quite difficult to do. Takes a bit of skill. My tip: a bit of salt and a bit of vinegar in the water helps keep the egg together.
Sure. I'll have to put a picture of a poached egg on the website just so people can see that. And you've got J-Dog's tip for making the egg there, okay? So all the rock and roll listeners can enjoy a poached egg thanks to you.
My pleasure.
Thanks a lot for your time, J-Dog.
No problem, thank you very much.
So finally arrived to the hotel. I've been for a dip in the swimming pool. Dip, bit of rock and roll vocabulary there is what we say for a little swim. I'm sitting here with Fantastic Fussell. He's not that fantastic, but his surname's Fussell. So you want to say hello, Fantastic Fussell?
Hi there, Mark. I would say I am fantastic, actually.
Yeah, you can see that he's probably more boring than Dan the Man. But what's the plan tonight? Fantastic Fussel.
Well, the plan is we are going to find somewhere rock and roll.
Well, that is us all over. Thanks a lot for your time. We'll see you soon. Hopefully next time you'll be a bit more interesting.
Yeah, thanks.
So back at the room now after our dip in the pool. Had a shower, put some deodorant on to look good for the women later, obviously. I'm sharing a room with my friend Coma, who also went to school with Dan the Man and me. You know Dan the Man, don't you, Lee?
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he's not someone that you remember very well. Anyway, so Coma, what are we doing tonight?
We're going to paint the town red.
Rock and roll, baby. So, paint the town red means to basically drink a lot, go crazy. Anything else?
Just stay out until the early hours in the morning and have a boogie.
Rock and roll again, Coma. Have a boogie. It's have a dance. And that is exactly what we will be doing. So, we'll see you later. Okay, so I'm here by the pool now on the Sunday. The last day, so obviously getting a bit emotional about this. I would like to say something interesting, but nothing interesting has really happened on this holiday. Because we are English hooligans, we went out last night and watched the football, went to the sea and played a game of throw and catch with a ball, which is surprising how much fun you can have. 7 men in their 30s can have throwing a ball and catching a ball. But in a minute, we're probably going to go back to the sea and throw the ball and catch the ball again. But I've got my friend Speedy here with me. And so we'll just get his thoughts on the throwing and catching, because yesterday we set a record, so which we obviously want to beat today. So are you nervous and anxious about playing again, Speedy?
I'm more nervous and anxious about this podcast.
Yeah, Speedy, obviously, as you can tell, is a bit of a film star. He's done a lot of stuff like this in the past. How has your acting career been, Speedy?
What acting career?
Okay, well, that's enough from Speedy. And as I said, I don't have interest in Friends, which is why I'm not really saying anything interesting. But so, yeah, I'll probably stop that now, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.
Okay, so that was my boring trip to Sardinia, where you met some of my other boring friends. So let's look at some of that rock and roll vocabulary. We had the word lads when I said I was going to meet the lads. We use this word just for like young men, which I said I'm not that young anymore, but still, I probably just qualify for this word. We had the phrasal verb ended up, when I said I ended up going to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, when it's not something you want to do, but it happens anyway. For example, I didn't want to go to bed at 1 a.m, but because I worked late, I ended up going to bed at 1 a.m. And we had the word mugged when I said I was walking down the street on my own, so there was a possibility I would get mugged, which is when someone attacks you to steal something. It's normally in the passive form because obviously you receive the action. It's obviously not a good thing to receive the action, but it's possible. Had a great phrasal verb, to nod off, which is to sleep. Remember, I was just nodding off on the plane and then they woke me up, the bastards. We also had another great verb, which was to lug something. Normally you lug a bag. Remember, I was lugging some bags around Naples, which is when you're carrying something you don't want to. And the reason I was doing that was because they wanted €9 to look after my bag in the airport, and anyone that knows me knows I would rather die than pay €9 for someone to take care of my bag. And we also had the word haggle, when you haggle about the price of something. Remember, I haggled about the price of the sunglasses. The word dip, which remember is like a little swim, I went for a dip in the pool. And then my friend Comer came out with some rock and roll vocabulary when he said that we're going to paint the town red, which is what you say when you're going out with your friends and you want to go crazy, drink a lot, do stupid stuff. But I didn't really paint the town red because I came home early to drink tea with another friend, but you know. And also go for a boogie, which is go for a dance. Again, I didn't actually go for a boogie, but they did because they're crazy. Anyway, that is all we have time for today. So I will see you on Thursday when I will be speaking normally with good audio to Dan the Man. So that sounds fantastic. So remember to leave a review to the podcast, not about this particular one because this one was a bit rubbish, but normally it's quite good. So try and leave a good one. Remember, genuine reviews are fine, but I will accept fake ones. Yeah, have a good few days and see you on Thursday. And don't forget, keep on rocking.
Thanks so much for listening to Rock and Roll English. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit rockandrollenglish.com and facebook.com/rockandrollenglish. We'll catch you next time.